Good afternoon. My name is Kelly, and I will be your conference operator today. At this time, I would like to welcome everyone to the New Community Sneak Peek conference call. All lines have been placed on listen-only mode. I would now like to turn the conference over to Jamie Grenny. Thank you. Mr. Grenny, you may begin.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Jamie Grenny, and I'm joined today with Erica Kuhl, and together we manage the online community and social media programs here at Salesforce. We're really excited to have everyone on the call and take you through a sneak peek of what we've been working on and what we plan on introducing in the next week or two here. So today what we would like to cover is a brief introduction to what is changing and when. We'll then get into a quick demo of the community, which Erica will take you through, so you can kind of see screen by screen, site by site, what we're going to launch. We'll then get into kind of where you can learn more, and then finally, we're going to talk a little bit about how we want to help enlist your help. The launch of the community is kind of a very important event, and we're going to need everybody to contribute in different ways so that we can make it feel very, very vibrant and get it started off on the right foot. So before we kick things off, I do want to say that we feel very, very lucky to be working on this project. At Salesforce, we have 63,000 companies who are all running the same platform, and they're solving common business challenges. So it's really a great place to form a business community, and we've got some just really fantastic companies who are part of that. Our goal is to create the platform to connect customers and spread innovation. But ultimately, you guys are the heart of the community. The people who are on this call are the ones who are on there every day, answering questions and posting great ideas to the Idea Exchange and so on. So we really want to thank you for your support so far, and we want to partner with you to make this a great success. So as I said, we're preparing to launch this community. I've been involved with our online community since 2002, and over the years, we've built it up as a mashup of a whole bunch of different technologies. So we have OpenCMS and Crispy News and Lithium and TypePad and so on. And while all of those vendors are fantastic and that was the best of breed approach at the time, it definitely presents some challenges. As people know on the call, we have different profile pages and different search and so on. So our goal that we started out earlier this summer was to rebuild the online community on top of Salesforce. This is definitely cutting edge stuff. It's kind of ahead of the curve, but it was important for us to eat our own dog food, prove out that model in case other companies want to follow in it. So as I said, we are planning on launching in the next week or two here. There are a lot of moving parts, but if all goes well, it might be as soon as Wednesday of next week. So we want to use this call to introduce you to what is changing. So there are lots of powerful new capabilities. As you saw on the previous screen, we've got a whole new look and feel, so it's going to fit in with the corporate site, what we call our Aloha design. It will be much cleaner and more consistent than the existing community. We're very excited about the profile pages that we're adding. All of the apps that we're coming out with have a unified profile page where you can upload a picture, you can add information about yourself, you can link to your other profiles on LinkedIn or Twitter or elsewhere. So we're very, very excited about those profile pages. Along with that, we have a new reputation system that spans all the way across the community, so you can earn badges, and we have leaderboards for various sections of the site. All of the posts will have Twitter integration, so if you see something you like, you can tweet it out and circulate it amongst your network. We have voting and comments everywhere, so it doesn't matter what section of the site you're on, you can vote for things that you like or things that you want to demote. You can also add comments, and those comments are all trackable. We have RSS feeds across the site, so every single page, including all the list views, all the individual posts, all of the profile pages have feeds associated with them, so you can add those to your Google homepage or whatever your preferred feed reader is. We're going to have email alerts so that when somebody comments on something that you've posted or they engage in a thread that you're engaged with, you can elect to receive email alerts. And the great thing about these email alerts is you'll be able to reply to the emails, and it will automatically post a comment on the community. You don't even have to leave your email inbox, so a great way to stay engaged. And then finally, we know that search is very important to you, so we're improving the search. There are going to be two searches on the site, one that is using the Salesforce platform, And that search is going to have the ability to sort by things like popularity or the recency or through comments. We also have the Google Site Search, which searches both across our community as well as other communities beyond just Salesforce. So lots and lots of powerful new capabilities that we're really excited about. We're going to take a bit of a phased approach with this migration. We don't want to make it abrupt because we know that people rely on the existing community. So there's going to be a period of time where both of them are going to exist. A lot of things like blogs.salesforce.com will be redirected to the new community, but you'll be able to click on that banner at the top of the page and navigate back to the old community if there is something that you're looking to find. In terms of migrating the data, we've kind of taken a different approach with each section. For the best practice content, Erica has done a great job of going through that, and she's kind of doing some housekeeping with this migration. So she'll be moving over the best practices, and then some of the older things she's going to be cleaning out. So if there are resources that you feel are missing from the new site, we can go back and get them. That's why we have this kind of phased time period. But we've gone through and we've tried to take a look at the traffic and the quality of the content, and we've tried to make it so that it's easier to find the best content. On the blogs, we're going to be migrating all the blogs over to the new platform. So they will all be pulled over. On the discussion boards or the answers community, we're going to start with a clean slate. We've had the discussion boards since 2002, and a lot of the discussions there are very, very old, and there's a lot of noise. So we're going to be migrating over the best posts and the most viewed posts from the discussion boards into the new answers communities, but we're also going to kind of start with a clean slate. If there's something from the old discussion boards that you want to reference, once again, we're going to keep that in read-only mode so that you can get to that information if you need to. But going forward, we want the answers community to be very clean and pertinent. And then finally, with the ideas community, we're going to be migrating all of that data over. So any of your ideas, posts, comments, they'll all still be linked to your profile. It will just have a new look and feel and some added functionality. So that is a quick introduction to our approach. I'm going to turn it over to Erica, and Erica is going to help us lead the demo. So Erica, without further ado, take it away.
Okay, great. 1 second here while I get situated. Okay. So as Jamie said, I'm going to go through a quick demo, and I wanted to remind people, if you didn't get a chance to see in the chat in the webinar information, we're going to hold questions to the end, and if you have questions, just feel free to email me directly at ekuhl, E-K-U-H-L, @salesforce.com, and we'll get to those questions at the end. So let's go ahead and walk through a quick demo. So as you can see, we really changed the look and feel. We've really cleaned it up so that everything's very easy for you to navigate. Up here at the top of the screen, you can see there's a navigation where you can go directly to each of the sections of the site via this super nav. Another thing we did is we set up a series of really easy to remember URLs. So if you want to just type in the URLs, that will get you directly to each of the sections of the community in the same way. So some of the things I wanted to highlight that you're going to see consistently across each of the different sections of the community is you'll see right here at the top, you'll have an introduction to each of the sections of the community, a short, brief description. We've also done introductory videos, so you'll be able to watch a short introduction, and it will highlight the key aspects of each of the communities that you're on. You'll see consistently a set of the recent things that are going on, and recent ideas or recent posts as you're on each section of the community. And then you can navigate it various different ways. You can either navigate by categories or you can navigate by search. So we'll be going through search in a few minutes here, but search has greatly improved. I know that's been a potential problem for a lot of you on the community, and we've done some great enhancements to search. Now, what we want you to do is obviously get involved and encourage you to participate and vote and comment. So the first thing we want you to do is log in to do so. And you'll be logging in with your same username, Salesforce standard username and password. And when you're logged in, the first thing that we encourage you to do is take a look at that profile page that Jamie was talking about. This is one of the most exciting things that spans across the entire community. It's a single profile. This is a look of what a profile will look like when you guys log in for the first time. It's going to have this invisible man, and it's going to have the basic information. What we want you to do is just jump right in and make it your own and spice it up. Put a picture of yourself, put a bio, and we encourage you to put your real information in here. So your full name if possible, and a short description about what you're doing, what you represent, and link in other profiles that you have across the community, across other communities like LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter. Down here at the bottom, you're going to be able to also see that there's, let me just show you exactly what it looks like when you're done. So this is what kind of a completed profile looks like once you're done. And I think one of the greatest things about these profiles is the cross activity across the community. You can now see what a person is working on, not only on one particular community, but across all of the communities. And you can also see what's going on what I've recently submitted or what I've recently promoted. I'm going to go back, so I wanted to show you down here. We'll also have that badging, as Jamie was referencing. Across all the communities, we have a reputation system. So you can earn badges based on your activity across all of the different communities. And what you do is once you select on that badge, you can be brought to a leaderboard, which you can see all of the other community members that share that badge. And you can see their information and their activity across the communities. This is a great thing. And you can earn badges not just for one particular community, but all the communities. So let me start walking you through the different sections of the community. The first one is getting started. So getting started is going to have all the same information that you had on the other community. It's just obviously laid out in a much cleaner, much more easy to navigate here. And again, you can navigate the best practice and the getting started information via the categories, or again, you can search. Now, when you search up here at the top, you can see this is a search word I put in here. You'll be brought to the content by searching this site. Now, what searching this site does, it allows you just to search the content on the particular site that you're on, in this case, getting started. And then you can filter to even get the more relevant information based on popular or recent, et cetera. So that uses our powerful app search by using search this site. Now, if you wanted to broaden your search, what you could even do is click search across sites, and that will bring in even more content, and it will pull in some of the old content that you maybe were expecting to see. So if you're not really getting what you need on searching the particular site, you can widen this. We'll use our Google search. So we think that this is going to greatly enhance your ability to find content. Next is the blogs. So the blogs has changed in that we're not having a series of 11 to 12 different blogs. Instead, we're going to have one group blog. And what we're going to do is filter the information based on category. So it'll be very easy for you to get to the information you need by selecting on these categories or, of course, searching. And just like you've seen on the previous home pages, you'll have your introduction and your recent posts. So seeing recent posts is something you're very comfortable with seeing with most blogs. But what we do is now we have the ability to have you as the editorial board. So you get to promote information that you find interesting and information that's relevant to you by promoting it. And then you become our editorial board and you help drive the content that you see on the community. So this is a look at a detail page for a post. And you can see the promote button here. You can also sort by popular or top all-time or just viewing the comments. We also have the way to drill into a particular category. So you can see right here is a look at selecting on a particular category that we have, and it will search and filter your information just by that particular category. One great thing we have at the bottom of every detail page is the ability to RSS. You can actually subscribe to this content. So throughout the entire community, you have the ability to subscribe to the content that's important to you. One other thing that we have that's new is we don't want this community to be an island. We want you to be able to spread this information to your other networks out there. So we have a tweet this button. So if you find information that's important to you and you want to share it out to your networks, you simply click the tweet this button at the bottom of any page, any detail page, and you'll be brought to sign into your Twitter account. And then you simply retweet it out to your community. This is a great functionality and allows, again, not this community to be a silo or an island, but it allows really to push this information out to the networks that you find important. Now, to get more information on all the different subscriptions that you can, or how you subscribe to the content and follow us, we have on the blog section a Follow Us page where you can learn all the information about how to follow and how to subscribe. Moving on now to the Answers community. So this was our forums, is now our Answers community. It's really the same concept. It's where you go to ask questions, post questions, and have the community jump in and answer your questions. As Amy mentioned, we're going to be putting up here the top questions that existed and top viewed and top answered questions from the previous forums. But we're going to start with a clean slate, so we have the best information for you possible here. So we really want you to encourage you to get involved and post your questions and let the community answer. What we're going to do is we have status flags that are available, and that we'll be flipping these status flags when we see that questions are being answered, so you can very easily get to the questions that are being answered. And you can also filter on this information over here by the status flags. Jamie already mentioned this as well, but I wanted to go into a little more detail because I think this is another one of the really exciting features of the new community, is when you post a question, you will get an email when somebody replies or posts a comment on your question. And what you can do is simply from your email, reply to that email, and it posts that comment directly to the community on that question. So, and that is without even logging in. You don't have to log in. It passes a parameter that knows who you are and it posts that directly to the community. So this is a really great functionality, and it's going to be a huge time-saving tool for you. And the reason I'm showing this page back on the profile is that if you want to opt in or out of these email alerts, down here at the bottom of your profile, there's the ability to select that notification. Now on to our beloved Idea Exchange. So Idea Exchange is really going to be very similar to what you've seen before. It's going to have all the content migrated over from the old Idea Exchange onto the new Idea Exchange. So it's just going to be really kind of got a facelift and a new look and feel. We're now off of our old platform and onto our new platform, so I think you'll find this is going to be functioning much better for you. We have a new site on the community called Testimonials, and we think this is going to have the same impact that the Idea Exchange had, but we have for customer testimonials. So it's really kind of going to flip testimonials inside out. And instead of just promoting our banner customers, our top showcase customers, this allows everybody that has a success story to share. It gives them an avenue to do so, and it will share lessons learned and best practices here in the testimonial site. So this is an example of one testimonial. It doesn't have to be detailed. It doesn't have to be too fancy. This just is a short description of a testimonial. You can definitely enhance it by adding a screenshot or even a video that embeds in the community. So this is something we want you to get involved in. And what we've done is we've provided a couple of sample stories to get you kick-started. So we have them broken down by categories, as we have everything on the community broken down by categories. One of the categories is Salesforce CRM. So we've just given you here some examples about what you can do for the testimonial site to get it up and running and get it started. So you can do something as simple as why you chose Salesforce, or give an experience about rolling out our application, or maybe moving to a new application like services and support from our standard CRM. We also have a category on Force.com. So this is where you can share with us an app that you've designed or built, or you can just share an experience that you've had. You can also share stories. We have Dreamforce coming up, so those of you that are going to Dreamforce, this is a perfect opportunity to come on and share your experience. It doesn't have to just be at Dreamforce, though. It can be any one of our events. You can also just share stories about problems you've solved with the help of the community. If you're part of the user group community, you can share experience you've had with your user group. So that's really the options are wide open for you. And then finally, we have a category on community and events, where you can really share the value. If you've leveraged any of our services, you can share the value that you've had from those services, or tell people if you've taken the certification how it's helped you and how it's a great thing to do. And then last but certainly not least, we have the user group community, which we're bringing over. And what I think is really great about having the user group community is we're elevating its exposure. So in our old community, it was a little bit hidden for those of you that are part of the user group community. And now it's part of the Super Nav and part of the main navigation. And another great thing is that you'll be posting and doing everything with your same Salesforce username and password. So we're really excited about having the user group community have a nice spot on the community. And then what we have as the last navigation up here at the top is a More tab. This is a listing of a lot of the links that we have in the Super Nav, but it has more information that you don't even have in the navigation. So you can navigate to more links and on the site, including help and training, knowledge base, sites, etc. We also have a listing of all of our social media properties where you can link to. So this is a great resource for you to get navigating throughout the system. Okay, with that said, I'm going to turn it back over to Jamie, who's going to take you through where you can learn more.
All right, great, folks. While we change presenter again here, I've been fielding some of the questions on the chat and the sidebar, so feel free to post questions there as well. We'll make sure that we get to them and everybody's questions are fully answered. All right. One second, Erica. I got to advance my slides to catch up with you. All right. Well, we hope to answer as many of the questions as we can here, but I just want to point out some additional places where you can learn more. The first of it, which is follow us on the blogs. On the blogs, we have a category inside the blogs under community events for Salesforce.com community. We'll also have one there for social media as well. So as we come up with tips and as the community evolves, we'll make sure to use that as our communication vehicle. So subscribe to that RSS feed and you will get the latest information. You can also, Eric and I will have profiles on the online community as will other Salesforce employees. So if there's a Salesforce employee you're specifically interested in, you can track, and anytime they post, it will come across in your RSS feed. So a great way. We also encourage you, as we post things on the blogs, we would love your comments and feedback right in line there, so don't be afraid to comment too. The second thing is at Dreamforce, we have a couple of breakout sessions which we would love for you to attend. We have one on the building of the online community, so we will do a behind-the-scenes look of this project to explain exactly how we built it out, and if it's something that your company might be interested in, we'll show you how you could take a similar approach. Erica will also take you through how she manages the community on the back end to give you a quick glimpse into that. The second session is more around social media and setting your social media strategy. I'm going to be doing that session along with Vida from Dell. Many of you know Vida. And we're just going to take you through what we're doing on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and so on to explain how we've set our social media strategy as a company. Both of those sessions are in the marketing track, and they will be on Thursday. And once again, we would love it if you could come. We will also make these sessions available a couple weeks after the conference on YouTube, so you can watch them there too. Finally, we would love for you to provide us feedback, and we have a category on the AppExchange. So if there's something on the community that's not quite right or something that you would like us to build upon, feel free to post your ideas there. Those ideas could be about the infrastructure itself, how the site works, or it could be about programs that you think we should be running and so on. So we would love to get your feedback. And then finally, if you could bear with us a little bit as we launch this site, there's still kinks that we're working to work out. One of them is on the single sign-on between sites, and this one's a bit of a pain, but we're gonna work through it. So just so you know the behavior, when you log into one of the sites, let's say the blogs, you're going to see your name in the top right corner, and you can click on your name to go to your profile and so on. We're working through something with security, and we just, for the time being, unfortunately, when you navigate to another site, it's going to have you logged out. Now, you can browse that site, and you can search it and do all of that type of stuff, but if you want to post, vote, or comment on that other site, you're going to have to re-log in. So we know this is a pain point. It's something that we are working to solve as quickly as we can, but just wanted to make you aware of that one. The second one is the profile pictures. The developer who's working on this had a security bug. He's working as hard as he can to get it in for the initial release. if it doesn't get into the initial release, hopefully it's a matter of days or no more than a week or two before we're able to get this in. But in this example, you'll be able to fill out your entire profile with the exception of uploading a profile photo. So that's just another known thing that to be aware of, and we apologize for the inconvenience. So this is kind of to wrap up the presentation. I want to kind of highlight some places that we would love to enlist your help. Launching a community like this, and especially new sites like the testimonial sites, we're starting with a blank slate, and we want to make sure that when people come to that site, they have a positive experience. And while Erica and I and some other employees will be on there, as often as we can, we really can't do this without you. It just wouldn't be authentic if there weren't customers that were actively participating. So there are 5 ways that we would like to enlist your help to help build a vibrant community. The first one is to build out your profile page, as Erica explained. It really means a lot to have those profile pictures and the descriptions of who you are. You might describe things like what product edition you're on and how long you've been using Salesforce. So adding that color to the community is really important. The second one is vote for things that you like. I mean, just get in there and help us out. We rely on you as our editorial board, especially for things like the blogs. So we want to help our internal employees understand what is a valuable post and what's a not so valuable post. So as we put things up onto the community, help us out by voting for those and leaving comments so it does feel vibrant and the best things bubble to the top. The third is help us kick off the answers community. So we're going to have people posting questions on there. Hopefully with features like the email auto responses and stuff like that, we can keep people really engaged. But if you could help us answer questions on that site, we want to make sure, it's Eric and I's mission to make sure that questions don't go unanswered. So we will do our best answering them, but we also we need your expertise, your real world experience to launch that in the right way. The fourth is that user-submitted testimonial site. We want to expose other customers and prospects to the great things that are happening within our community. We really want to see if a year from now or 2 years from now, this type of concept is as transformative as the AppExchange was a couple years ago. So if you could help us out by just writing a short testimonial, telling a short story, whatever it might be that you think will inspire other customers, we would greatly appreciate that. And then finally, help us just raise awareness. And raising awareness might be reaching out to your user community and letting them know the resources that are here. It might be doing things like tweeting interesting posts out into your Twitter feeds and so on. But anything you can do to help raise awareness and share best practices would be greatly appreciated. So without further ado, we will jump into some questions. I know that a lot of people have asked them online, and we will make sure that we answer all of those. Erica, are there additional questions that you've gotten in your email inbox that we might start out with?
I actually have a couple, but I wanted to highlight a couple that I've answered privately, or one that I'm about to answer privately as well to the person. But one of the questions that came through is, will our current community activity history, et cetera, be grandfathered into the new community, or do we all start off as newbies? So that is a great question, and I wanted to, Jamie, did you want to take that question, or do you want me to take it?
Go ahead and take that. Yep.
Okay, I wanted to let everybody know that we have done we haven't brought over everything, as we know that this is potentially a big deal to migrate all the data. And so what we're going to do to note the people that have been incredible contributors in the old community, and we expect will be great contributors of the new community, is we've created a special badge for you. And it's we're kind of going in the theme of baseball, so we're going to call that the Hall of Fame badge. So for those of you that are great contributors, and I'm pretty sure you know who you are at this point. There's been an email that's gone out. You're going to be getting a special Hall of Fame badge. And then you'll be able to earn brand new badges, so you can have a completely filled up section on your profile with all your new badges. So that's how we're going to start off fresh. Now the ideas, since we are migrating the ideas information, there'll be legacy information that we brought in from the ideas, but the rest of the community will be starting off fresh. Hopefully that answered that question. There was another question, Jamie, that I think you might want to take, which is a bit about legal guidelines around publishing to the testimonials site. So any legal guidelines you publish for companies if they publish their own testimonial, and verbiage about usage, et cetera. So did you want to?
Sure. So we will have a tab on that site called Submission Guidelines where we will post some legal guidance on that. I don't know it all off the top of my head, so I think it will be best just to refer to that tab of the site, the Submission Guidelines tab.
There's been a couple of questions, Jamie, about when we're launching. You want to repeat that?
Sure. So as I say, it's kind of down to the wire. Our goal is to make sure that this site is live before Dreamforce. Our hope is to make it live by next Wednesday. But as I say, there are a lot of things in the air. It's a very complex cutting over live data from the old ID Exchange and stuff like that. So once again, we're shooting for next Wednesday. There's definitely some risk involved, and our goal is to make sure that it's live before Dreamforce.
There is another question that came through about the answers community. Said, how are the topics created and or what will they be? Will they be the same as the current board topics? So understand this is a little different, the way we're dealing with the boards. And what we've done with the boards is we've given, it really is acting sort of like the blogs will as a group blog. It'll be really a group answers forum. And what we've provided is a set of categories for you to categorize your posts. So we're not creating an environment. What we've had a problem in the past is where do I post my question? Which board do I post my question to? Instead, you'll just post your question, and you can categorize it appropriately up to 3 different categories so that question can be filtered appropriately. So we're not going to be forcing any particular boards like we did before. Let me take a look at some of these. So there's a couple people that are unclear about how the user group community is going to work. So in the past, for those of you that are on that are user group leaders, in the past you've had a typepad login to post your meeting information out to your user group community. So now you won't need that any longer, and we'll be working with Janine, who runs the user group community, to send out a follow-up communication that goes into more detail since this is a high-level presentation. But you'll be posting all of your meetings and your meeting minutes directly on this community, and you'll be using your category, which will be if you run the Iowa user group, for example, you will categorize all of your posts as Iowa, and they'll be just as if you're posting to the blog. So you don't need to use that typepad one any longer when we go live. And again, Janine will be providing much more detailed information for you, so there's no need to panic. Going through here. Let me check my email again, see if I missed anything.
Okay, so as Erica checks that, I will continue to answer questions online. There was one question in here, is this something Salesforce plans to productize? What we have built was built on Salesforce.com. It's not something that we are going to, there are services involved in doing something like this. So we have a session that describes how we've built it, and we actually worked with an outside Salesforce implementation partner to help us build our own online community. So we can absolutely refer you to an implementation partner who has this package and can use that as a starting point. There are things that you would want to tailor for your own community if you were to do something like this, things like single sign-on and the style sheets and so on. So that session at Dreamforce is the best one to kind of take a deep dive to see what we've done and see if it makes sense for your company.
There's a question here, Jamie. Will Salesforce be screening the testimonials before they're posted? Want to take that one?
Sure. So Salesforce is going to work just like the ID Exchange, where you're going to post it out to the community directly. We will ask that you adhere to submission guidelines. So we want you to just have common courtesy and that type of thing. But no, it's designed to be very authentic and very real, and we want to hear that feedback straight through.
I think that that about covers it. And the rest of the questions that Some of them are a little bit more specific. Jamie and I will make sure that we answer every one of the questions that's left in the question box on the webinar before we go.
All right. I'm going to keep answering a couple more questions on the webinar, so if people have them and they just want to hold on a second, we're going to make sure that everyone gets answered. All right. Once again, thank you, everyone, for your help and participation, and we look forward to an exciting community launch.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. Bye-bye.
This concludes today's conference. You may now disconnect.